Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another 2-Minute Tuesday. Today, I want to talk about lead qualification and the process, the way we can improve the process a little bit. Now, I've covered this topic in the past. If you look at tip number 153, I talked about how you can bring back the classic experience when qualifying leads. As you know, in today's experience, when you qualify a lead, it just automatically creates an opportunity, but you may not want that. You may not want to create an opportunity. You want to decide which records to create. So I cover that in tip number 153. Another way to improve lead creation and lead qualification is to leverage duplicate detection. And if you look at all the way back to tip number 3, the third tip we ever shared in this channel, I talk about how you can do duplicate detection across entities. So for example, if you're creating a lead that already matches a contact in the system, then you might not want to create that lead because there's already someone in the system, with that information, that email address, for example, in the case of contact, or maybe that website in the case of an account. Now, we covered recently the new enhanced duplicate detection and merge experience within Dynamics 365. And I want to show you how the lead qualification process and lead creation process changes based on the new experience. So I'm going to navigate to leads, and I'm going to create a new lead in the system. Now, if I go back to data management, I'm just going to show you this really quick right here before I start the countdown. I created two across entity duplicate detection rule. One is leads and accounts with the same website, and the other one is leads and contacts with the same email address. Those rules are already in the system. They are, again, lead to account and lead to contact, and they are published, as you can see in there. So those are in play. Now, none of the out-of-the-box duplicate detection rules go across entities. They're all same, entity. They check within the same entity. So because of that, I think it's important to create them, and that's why it was, tip number 3, all the way back to the beginning. So now I'm going to go ahead and create a lead in here. I'm just going to say I'm interested, whatever. And then we're going to go again with Abe McCormick, which we used before. Let's go ahead and enter the website here for Fabricam Robotics as well. And now when I click on save, notice that I get a notification. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is because I believe the system, or the way the enhancement works when you're qualifying a lead, is much better than when you're creating a lead. And I wish Microsoft would change this. It would change the way it works essentially behind the scenes, because here's what happens. So right now he's reading my record, the one that I'm creating in the system, Abraham McCormick, and it's telling me that there was a hit on an account, which is Fabricam Robotics, which is true. I entered the same website. Now look, I have to click in account and notice that there's also a hit on another contact. So if I go to the contact now, it says, look, there's an Abraham McCormick already in the system. So if I didn't want to create this lead, for example, I can cancel. But if I wanted to create the lead, but for example, keep the account, then I need to go back to account. I need to select the account, and notice that there's really no way to do that. And if I go to contact, well, my account selection is already gone. It doesn't keep it. So this experience, I'm not really a big fan of, but I do love the experience within the qualification, which is what I wanted to show you today. So let's start the countdown and let's go. So I need to create a lead that essentially matches an existing contact and an existing account in Dynamics 365. So I'm going to go ahead and click ignore and save. I'm going to ignore the fact that there's already a contact out there and already an account out there that match the information that I entered. So now I'm going to go ahead and qualify this lead. So I call Abe McCormick and I talk to him and he's excited. Yeah, let's do it. So I'm going to qualify it. Now look what happens. This is the new experience. So now it says, look, I found a matching account and I found a matching contact. Now here is the whole point of this tip. If you select a record and hit continue, an opportunity and whatever you didn't select will be created. So if I decide to continue with this, it will create Abraham McCormick as a duplicate, and it will create an opportunity as well, but it will not create Fabricam Robotics. If I do it the opposite way, this way, it will create a duplicate account called Fabricam Robotics. It will not create a contact record, and it will create an opportunity. And of course, because I found duplicates, I can select them both and click continue, which would only create an opportunity. So if you select the two records and click continue, it only creates an opportunity. It doesn't create these records in the system. So in a way, I think that if you're doing this, if you're going to take advantage of the qualification enhancement that the new duplicate detection and merging experience provides you, it might make sense to turn off those cross-entity checkups, because you're going to get that first pop-up that I told you I don't really like. It shows you like there's an account hid, but you have to know where to go to see the contact, and you can't really merge them. It's a mess when you're creating that. So the purpose of this tip is, again, if you're already using those cross entities that we talked about in tip number 3, but you want to take advantage of this functionality to prevent the creation of duplicates, I think you should turn those off. You should go back and unpublish those rules, let people enter leads in the system, but then when they qualify them, they will get this pop-up, which is a much more enhanced version of this functionality, and you can go ahead and avoid creating duplicates in the process. Now, just to finish, and I know I'm over time at this point, but I want to cover this information. One of the questions that I get sometimes is, look, if I enter a bunch of activities and notes and stuff like that, and now I'm deciding not to create those records, well, where my activities and notes go once I decide to move, here and click continue? Well, any activities and notes and anything you have in the system will now be part of the resulting opportunity. So here you can see how it's moving me into an opportunity. If I enter any notes in the system for that lead, if I enter any activities like emails, phone calls, whatever, they will all move into the opportunity. You will not lose record of that. So I hope you enjoyed the tip this week. And by the way, notice that is connected to Abraham McCormick, confirming that it didn't create Abe McCormick. But once again, I hope you enjoyed the tip this week, and we'll see you next week.